Alright, what's up guys? You know what it is, it's Veracity, and I hope you enjoyed the opening clip I put on this video. Right now, just went and got some highlights with the Harbinger intervention and the Widowmaker. And the premise of this video, I'm not going to be talking about the game. I want to go over what happened in Las Vegas Sunday night. Okay, so as you guys know, Stephen Paddock, a 64-year-old millionaire. He's a millionaire off of real estate investments, and he was a former accountant. And in my accounting class, we were talking about that, the Las Vegas shooting. We were talking about him, and then after that, I sat in my math class in my free time, and I read up on it. And when I found out he was an accountant, I went to my accounting teacher before I went to my business class, and I told her that, he was an accountant, and I said, hopefully it doesn't drive me that crazy, because I'm not the best at that class. But it's a nuisance, man. It really is. I think 58 or 59 people were shot and killed, and then more than 500 people injured. I mean, it's the biggest shooting in modern U.S., which is absolutely ridiculous. History just seems to repeat itself, and I'm not sure if the argument is so much about gun control, because Jimmy Kimmel made a statement about how the forefathers passed the Second Amendment to put AK-47s in people's hands, which makes absolutely no sense. This guy, he passed multiple background checks to get the gun, so that's a problem right there. So now the argument starts, politically wise. What are we going to do with the background checks? How are they going to make them more strict? Because I'm not sure how the background checks are. I know they're pretty strict, and it's actually incredible how people like him can get so many guns. I think he had 30 or 40 guns, and in his hotel room he had cameras set out of the outside of his room to see when the police were coming, and then when he saw them coming, he obviously took his own life. And how they knew it was in the room that he was in the room where the gunfire was coming from, they couldn't tell outside of the hotel, because obviously they could see the general area because the light that comes from the guns. He did buy the gun legally, but I guess he did like some a few $1,000 modification on it, which is illegal. But the smoke detectors were going off in his room, so he didn't think that went through, thank God. Or maybe he did that on purpose because of, he took his life and he was planning to do that with like the whole cameras and stuff. But man, it sucks to see something like that. I mean, I obviously see why Jimmy Kimmel is pretty upset about it, but his argument is not the valid one for something to happen like this. I mean, I just can't imagine how the country singer feels who was there performing. Jason Aldean, he must feel horrible. I mean, in all honesty, it's obviously not his fault. It's just, I'm sure he's a good guy and all, but I mean, some people don't think things through, and I happen to be one of them. I'm referring to Stephen Paddock. So if you know anybody who is affected by this shooting, just, something like this you have to take from. You have to see this and think more about safety. I'm not going to say you take advantage of it, but you should be more safe and more protective of yourself, which obviously, I mean, these are concert goers. They weren't thinking about this, and they shouldn't have been thinking about it. Nobody thinks about that. You should not have something as negative as you shouldn't have that in your head. It's a nuisance. It really does suck, and prayers go out to all the families who were affected by this. I live all the way in Charleston, so I don't know anybody who was affected by this, but if you do, give them your condolences, and on that note, I'll end it here. See you guys.